What do you see as the biggest shift in the industry in general that you've noticed recently?
Cool, thanks, Zané. So I'm Fredrik Hagelberg. I'm the MD of IBC Solar, the distributor. I'd like to think of it as big shifts, but everything is incremental, to be honest. You know, it's iterative. But if I look back in 5 years, where we were just towards the end of COVID to where we are now, I think we can all agree that there's been a huge uptake and change in how we approach the renewable energy industry, and also how the clients have adopted renewable energy. The biggest change has been storage, in my view, and the adoption of storage right across from residential to commercial and industrial, and of course even to utility, which we don't really participate in that particular market. But I think that's key to the discussion today, integration. What does it really mean? And I think it's an insightful question to ask. It might seem vague if we say, oh, integrated solar, but what it really refers to is how is it forming part of today's society. So integrated solar, that means it's no longer this peculiar, weird, new science and technology from 20 years ago that people barely understood. Now it's more or less a commodity. Solar panels are ubiquitous. We see them everywhere. It's nothing peculiar for people to install just solar on their homes. A few years ago, getting a battery was driven by load shedding, but now people are doing so by virtue of energy management. So that's the change. That's the shift in the mentality in the market, and that's key to what integration for me is all about, is how we're integrating this technology in our day-to-day lives and into our economy as well. So we can talk a lot about the technical stuff. I know that, you know, Andre far more than I would be able to extol the virtues of Victron and how it integrates with solar MD batteries and all the technology, and how it can integrate with other technologies and controls, and you know, running your pool pump or your geyser or charging your car, your EV. So that's what integration looks like from a technical point of view. So I think the impact on society, becoming familiar and used to renewable energy, that's the biggest impact I've seen.
Cool.
Thanks, Fred.
Yes. We're going to go.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Andre Durant from Victron Energy. I'm the area manager for Southern Africa. Victron Energy, family-owned Dutch company. We've been manufacturing inverters and products used in battery applications for over 50 years now. And we've been very fortunate. We've been in the South African market already selling our products for over 20 years. So we've been around. Like Fred pointed out, a lot of good points. The modern trends are smarter energy, more financially based, people making smarter decisions. I think a lot of emotional decisions have gone away. So that's just a snapshot from my side. You point to a lot of things that kind of...
Well, we'll expand on that.
Hi, I'm Stefan from a company called Rensol Africa. We've been around for about 14 years now, doing EPC. We're a small EPC. We got mostly Victron, SMA, Solar MD. That's the products we do. And then obviously our tests on the bigger side. We do mainly only Solar MD, so quite familiar with the product. What I can see is a big, and I like to call it the energy shift. There's a big energy shift happening. If this whole fuel crisis, worldwide fuel crisis, happened 5 years ago, it would have been a total different thing. But what we're seeing now worldwide, even if you compare America's fuel prices with our prices, which I actually did today trying to get a comparison, was there's a big energy shift happening where people are like, we aren't in a situation where we are totally reliable on fossil fuels. And even if you look in America, where they're trying to put up all these data centers and they have a big energy shortage, there's no quick solution. As smart as the whole world is, everybody knows there's no quick solution. So they're trying to figure out, it's going to be batteries, and it's going to be, and this is all behind meter solutions, because otherwise you can't build it so quickly. So we're seeing that in South Africa also. We got specifically clients that they want to increase their factory, they want more power, and Eskom's just saying we can't. So people are now thinking of smarter ideas, doing a whole energy shift. And on top of that, there's also part of the energy shift is definitely something like electric vehicles, electric forklifts, electric loaders, all these things, so you can hedge yourself against rising fuel prices. And it's all part of, for us as an installer and everyone in the line, it just adds to that. Our systems are bigger. We're going to sell more batteries. We're going to sell more systems, bigger systems. So that's what I'm seeing at the moment. That's for me probably the biggest thing happening now. And yeah, maybe that's the new boom happening on our side.
Hi everybody, I'm Dean Lewis from Schletter, German company that's been involved in the industry probably going on 35 years plus now. We were one of the forerunners and leaders in the mounting structure worldwide. I've been with Schletter now almost 12 years in South Africa, and I've seen a lot of things mature, I would say, in our industry, which is great to see. What I'm seeing at the moment is on the mounting side, especially, it's more, I think the clients are now looking at engineering first, not after as a line item, and looking at the mounting structure. It's typically the last thing you think about, but the first thing will go wrong on the mounting side. So for us, for the commercial side of things, it's been, I think, a good upswing in people actually taking cognizance of the system for what it is and actually doing their due diligence.
Thank you. So I'm Ruska. I'm the product and project manager here at SolarConnect. So welcome and thank you everyone for attending our facility today. So as many of you are aware, we are an energy storage company. So we manufacture batteries, and of course you can see some of our products over here. So from my perspective, where I would say I've seen the biggest shift in the renewable energy, and I think the panelists also covered quite a bit. I would say one key aspect is easier financing. The fact that finance is readily available for the renewable energy, whether it's from a household perspective or a commercial perspective. I mean, that has changed significantly over the last couple of years. And then also from a technological point of view as well. So it's no longer just focused on the stationary aspect, but more also the energy management aspect as well. So from a battery side and how we can actually integrate all of the different components together and essentially have the sites running on itself. And I think that's where the shift is. It's more on a technological, AI-driven basis, and also that's where it's heading towards. So that's just my few words there.
Thank you so much.